Hi everybody, I wanted to invite you to join me today to talk about inner thighs, your adductor muscles. You've got four big ones right down your inner thighs, one of which actually helps flex your knee as well. It does go that far down. Then you've got another runs about here, and your short adductor, which is what's problematic for most people and what we're going to talk about here today. So I was having a conversation with one of my clients the other day, and she has chronically tight inner thighs. She does a lot of outdoor yard work type things, a lot of stabilizing with her inner thighs, which is awesome. That's a big part of what they're for. But it is possible to overdo it and really limit your hip mobility in some ways that might limit your yard work abilities too. So here are a couple of the postures that we worked with together that have been helping her out quite a bit. First is a side lunge. This can be a challenging pose to get into, so I'm going to show you a couple different versions. One way to get into it is to start in a traditional lunge. So from your traditional lunge, you turn all 10 toes to the side, move your hands, move your torso, and there you go, you're in a side lunge. Now you want to sink your hips down a little bit so that you get that good inner thigh work. Keep your extended knee stable by strengthening the muscles around it. Sometimes it can be a little bit much of a stretch for the knee, so just be mindful there. So short inner thighs are what we're going for. The more you hinge forward, the more you stand yourself up, the more you're going to feel it in slightly different areas. Now if you turn your toes up, you'll miss that altogether. So you want your toes to be pointing straight ahead. Keep that leg solid, not just by squeezing around the knee, but also press down into that foot. Fabulous way to open up the inner thighs. Now for some people, that's a little bit challenging to come into. Some people prefer to come into side lunge from a squat. So you start out in your favorite squat, extend one leg out. Simple as that. And then from here, you can experiment with sinking further back. Ooh, that really gets my inner thigh. Or bringing yourself forward, lifting your hips higher. Ooh, that's a good one too. And find that spot that really hits that short adductor muscle. Both great ways to come into side lunge. Really good way to target that short adductor. A little bit challenging if you have knee and ankle issues. So here's your pose if you have knee and ankle issues. We're going to do wide angle at the wall. This is a yin version. So you want to be mindful of any issues you might have in your SI joint area and stabilize accordingly. You're going to take your butt right up against the wall, legs up the wall. One of my favorite poses ever. Very relaxing, good for your blood pressure. But the one we're doing here is we're going to take our legs wide apart and just let them go as far down the wall as they can go. And that's it. You can hang out here as long as you want. You can let this be a completely passive pose. Let everything relax. That's a yin pose. Just remember, pleasant discomfort is good in yin. Pain is never good. Or you can flex your feet, reach out through your soles, pull your thigh bones deep into your hips, and you'll get more of an active version of this pose. Both are great. Try them each and see what works best for you. If you're doing this as an active pose, you only want to spend a few minutes, or probably 10 breaths or so here. If you're doing it as a yin pose, a passive pose, then a few minutes is very appropriate. Remember, you've been in that position a little while when you release, so use your hands to help you. Roll to your side to come all the way up. So there are just a couple of poses in my arsenal of inner thigh stretches. I hope that you find them helpful, and I think that if you practice them regularly, you will notice a huge change in the mobility of your hips. Some of you may also find a lot more comfort in your low back and an increased circulation to your lower body, which is especially nice this time of year in the Northern Hemisphere, where it's cold and wintry and circulation becomes so important. Let me know how it goes, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye!